Who's he?
Kentman!
He's not important!
Okay. Hello, Gooners and Gamers. It's your boy Kentman, and it is that time again to talk about my favorite fan service games of 2025. Now, I've done this last year for 2024, and the only way to continue a tradition is to do it again. So there was a lot of great games I played over the course of 2025, a lot that I think deserves to be on this list, but we can only talk about so many. So I got 10 different games that really piqued my interest, that held my attention the entire year, that I gotta talk about. Now, if there's a particular game that's on this list that I didn't talk about, it doesn't mean that it was a bad game. It's just that I cared about these games a little bit more. But I do have some honorable mentions that I do want to talk about before we jump into the list. And that first being Atelier Ryza 1 Deluxe. Now, even though this game is a retweak of the Ryza first game, I can in good conscience put this on the 2025 list, as it is a re-release of a game that came out in 2020. So in good conscience, I couldn't just put it on the list, but I did want to talk about it that I love this game. I absolutely adore this game, and easily would probably be my favorite fan service game this year, because Ryza 1 was just a true re-experience of the story I already knew, but with added elements that I just was not expecting. And I'm still working my way through it. Even though I beat the final boss, there's still post-game content that's new to the game that wasn't there before, and it's crazy how much they were able to jam pack into these games. And I'm not even talking about Ryza 2 and 3, because I didn't even play through those games again yet. So Ryza 1 Deluxe definitely deserves to be on the honorable mentions. Next being Neptune Rebirth 1 Plus, as well as another game that was released years ago, but they finally got a port for the Rebirth trilogy on the PS4 after 11 years. And I mean, I always will love Rebirth 1. I play it on every single console that it is ever released on, and I will always love this game. I am going to be a hypocrite on one game that we'll talk about later, but for different reasons. And then the other two honorable mentions I have to go with is Wicked Seed, the demo. Wicked Seed was a game that came out earlier this year as a demo. It was a Parasite Eve clone. I haven't thought about Parasite Eve in years, but now I'm eager for a new Parasite Eve. There's another one called, I think, Parasite Mutant, that's going to be coming out sometime next year, I think. That's also a Parasite Eve, and I just want more of it. But I've seen Wicked Seed go from just a simple AI generated voice with a lot of cool ideas to revamp the story a little bit, to a whole new fresh of ideas, to adding in a new actual voice to Ella and everything else. The elements of the game is great. The spooks are pretty good. I love the combat. It's just a lot of fun. But because it's just a demo and not the full release, which does come out next year, I can't put it on my list for my favorite 2025 fan service games of this year. But maybe in 2026, it definitely will be there. And the last game I want to be talking about is My Femboy Roommate, My Special Vacation. It's the sequel to My Femboy Roommate. As you guys know, I love me My Femboy Roommate. It's one of my favorite fan service games of last year, and still to this point is one of my successful series on the channel. If you go and look at my most popular videos on the channel, My Femboy Roommate, every single episode is up there because people just love that game. Regardless if you like femboys or not, people enjoyed that game. And the sequel to the game had a demo. I played it, I loved it on the second channel. I had an amazing time with it, and it was supposed to come out this year, and it just didn't. So I'm a little sad about that. Maybe next year. So those are the honorable mention games that I had to put in the list that I feels like couldn't be particularly on the list because they weren't full games. Well, the first two was. Now, moving into the actual my favorite games of 2025 list. Starting off the list, we have Hachi Shaku. Now, I've talked about this game previously before. It's a small indie game, horror game, where you go to an old abandoned town that you used to live, and you're trying to discover why your grandma and grandpa wanted you to leave this town because a tall, sexy, gorgeous woman is chasing after you, and your parents was like, yeah, you can't be handling all that sexiness. But then you became a man, and you're like, I want to handle all that sexiness. And I really do like this game. Now, it's not the best quality of game, but it is a simple game, and it kind of works. It has some jing to it, but I feels like over time, I think they can really make this game a little bit better. Maybe even for a sequel, they can make another game that even is better than the first one. But for the small time that I had with the game, I really did enjoy it. And I don't really like horror games that much, but it made me enjoy this game, as well as you have a whole nother mode where you can just hang out with her, walk around with her, take pictures with her, and throw all different types of sexy grenades at her that makes her bigger in all types of places. And I can appreciate that. So I really did enjoy this game a lot, and it is my number 10 favorite game of 2025. Moving into another indie game, which is Health Check with a Blonde College Babe. Now, I was going to play this for the channel, but it was a little too lewd for the channel, so I only played it for Patreon, and I really did love this game. It's a simple game. A blonde girl comes in for a checkup, and you help her get her physical activities in check, and that's pretty much it. It's like, it was only like $3, and I really did enjoy it. Moving into number 8, we got Advanced VG, the Saturn edition that released for the Steam version, and it is a pretty good game. I love Advanced VG. Hopefully we get Advanced VG 2 in the future. The reason why this is lower on the list is because it wasn't the best package of a port that it could have been. It could have been a lot better. They did add some English support, a little bit, but not a lot, to like the story, to like the character cutscenes or anything like that. And there could have been a lot more they could have added to it, like an audio setting, because you can't change the audio in the game because it is an old game, but they could have added some more elements to do that, and they kind of just repackage the game and send it out again, which is fine in some cases, but they added all these other things in the game where you have a hub where you can rewind the game if you wanted to have a save state, if you fucked up or anything like that. They had it where you can change, like if you had different borders, if you wanted to have those on the screen. So they did do some things, they just didn't do a lot of things for the game that could have been great, like maybe adding rollback netcode. I know that'd be crazy, but like maybe online support so people could play online with each other, and that would have been pretty cool to do. Either way, I do love Advanced VG. It's a great classic fighting game, gives you that good KOF and King of Fighters and Streets of Rage classic style with some good fan service. It's pretty much a game where girls fight in their respective restaurants, and then after one loses, they strip them of their clothes. I respect it. I respect it. And it's pretty good. It's a nice, quick, little, easy fighting game that you can get into. Every character is very unique, from a ninja to a wrestler to, you know, your Ryu type. And I feels like if you love those classic fighting games, this one is pretty good. I would only buy it on sale though. I wouldn't buy it at full price as the way it is right now. But it is a pretty good fun time, especially if you played it before, you know. And it has an anime, so if you want to check out Virtual Geo, which is the full name of the game, of the whole series, you can check out that as well. Moving into number 7. Now, I know this one won't be a true fan service, but it does have some sexy characters in it at times, and that is Pokemon Legends ZA. I know. I was not expecting to like this game as much as I did, but as I was playing the game, I enjoyed my time so much with this game. It was a great time. I don't know how they managed to make a city enjoyable when you're only in one city, going from Legends Arceus where you had all different types of regions you can go to, all different types of Pokemon you can ride on, and all this different exploration you could do, and they limited it into one city with Lumio City. But I really liked what they did with the city, with the different wild zones and the different Pokemon that you can have, the different Mega Evolutions. I still need to play the DLC. I really like the story as well. I think the story from ZA or AZ and how they handled him and bringing that whole story back was great. I mean, I already love X and Y to begin with, and now getting a continuation of that story where everyone's kind of older, there's a lot more stakes at hand. I really did enjoy my time with it. I played the whole game through to the I didn't play the post game yet, but I did beat it all the way to the credits, and I even shed a little bit of a tear at the end. Not going to spoil what happens, but it was a pretty good game. I really did enjoy my time with Pokemon Legends ZA, and that's why it is on my list for my favorite fan service games of 2025. Now, Limbian, that's my boo right there. She a little crazy, but I like her. I like it. Coming in number 6, we got Venus Vacation Prism. Now, I previously talked about this in a whole video on its own to get my thoughts out, so I'm not going to like go into too big details of it, but essentially, it's another spin-off game of the Venus Vacation Gacha game where you get to hang out with a bunch of different girls, pretty much in a FMV kind of style, full motion video where you go on different dates with them, interact with them, take pictures of them, build up their social media. And I love this game. It's a gorgeous freaking game. I love hanging out with all the different characters from Masaki, Nanami, Elise, Fiona, to Honoka, and Tamaki, and you really get to understand a lot of their desires and their wants and dreams and what they want to do. And you really do, they do a good job of bonding with those characters. They do add a lot of really great outfits that you can have for the characters. There's not that much variety in the outfits, but they are sexy enough, so it's pretty good. They could have done a little bit more, and if you want to know my full thoughts on that, go ahead and check out that video because I went into more detail about it. Moving into number 5 is 5 Hearts Under One Roof. Now, this was my first experience with a true FMV, which is again a full motion video, and it was the first time I wanted to see what this kind of game was like. I seen a random streamer play it one time, and I was like, that seemed like kind of interesting. Plus, Gran, I freaked out so much I hit the keyboard and now we have a jump cut. That's how good and sexy Gran is. Essentially, you're a guy who is kind of like a bum, but not really a bum. But you live in your parents' house and your parents disgusted with you and they leave and they're like, hey, turn the house into a boarding house. So over the course, you find different females that will stay in your house, from your best friend from childhood who is very tsundere but does like you, but she doesn't want you to be hanging out with other girls, but she's like kind of okay with it. You got her sister Inbuna, who is like also really in love with you, but you know, she's the younger sister type, but she's not young. Everyone's very old and very hot in that game. Then you have the hot idol who do you love, who ends up staying with you because reasons. And then you have Gran, who also stays with you, who stays with you for reasons. And then there's the girl that's living in your basement. I mean, there's the girl that's living in your attic, and she was there because your parents let her stay there because she was homeless, and now you didn't know about it, but when you found out, she was just living in your attic, and now she doesn't have any like personal like relationships or outside experience, so you teach her about the world and whatnot. And it's a very cute game. I know it sounds weird, but it's a cute game, and I really liked it a lot, and I really did enjoy my time with it, and I can't wait to play the sequel. And now I kind of want to play more fan service games. I know, talking about real life women and not fake ones, I do like real women sometimes too. So if you haven't checked it out, if you want to try to get into it, the games are on sale right now, so I would definitely recommend it on Steam. Moving into number 4 is Turn Girl. Now, I already sung high praise about Turn Girl recently, and I'm gonna do it again. I think this is the best fan service game that came out this year, that's new this year, and it is a fantastic time. And I'm not really that good at roguelike games, but with this roguelike experience, you get to change out your different weapons, from a machine gun to a flamethrower to a laser, and you have all these different tools and abilities that you can have. You can unlock different outfits that has different benefits to help you fight off the alien invasion. And I love that everything is in the game. You play the game, you unlock everything from hard work of playing the game, and you get to enjoy every single costume from in the game, and it's great. And you just keep playing, and it definitely is that addicting. It has that addicting type of gameplay where you get that I need to do it one more time. It's that fun, it's that good, and they have good fan service. And I think there's someone told me that there's a mod that you could take away the flowers that covers up the nips if you want to do that. And I want to do that, so I'm gonna have to find that mod. And oh my God, it's a great game. It's a fun ass game. Now moving into number 3 is Atelier Resuriana, the Red Alchemist in the White Garden. I mean, come on, you already knew Atelier was gonna be on this list somehow if I didn't talk about them before on the honorable mentions. And I love Resuriana. I love this game. Riaz and Slade were great protagonists. I really love how they introduced Sophie into this game again. And you had Wilhelmina, you had Rez, and you also had Toturi, and they all added a nice good addition. But you also had other past characters from Riza, Claudia to Marie, and all these other characters that had a contribute faction to helping Riaz become a better alchemist as she's trying to learn how to be an alchemist, as she kind of discovered it by accident with Slade. You have 2 dual protagonists that you could play as they do have different parallel stories that you could play for the game, as well as just the town management of the town. As you are building up the town, you get to see how good how the fruits of your labor is blossoming throughout the town, which is great. And the combat is good, especially when you get to the point where you can instant kill enemies, where you just wipe everything out and you get all the synthesizing. The synthesizing is fun. It's a little bit more simplified. It's definitely more of a classic veteran Atelier game if you want that kind of experience. But there was another Atelier game that came out this year. Technically there was 3, and if you would have told me that we would have get 3 Atelier games in 1 year, I would have thought you were fooling. But we got Atelier Yumia, which I was going back and forth on which one I loved the most, and I have to be honest with myself, I love Yumia. She was the only character that has come out in recent years that almost dethroned Ryza for me. But then Ryza came out again, and I was like, no. And I love the adventure of Yumia. I played that game to hell and back, 100% in every single region. I went through and tried to find all the ins and outs of the game, just learning about Yumia and her past, of how she's just trying to make alchemy better again, as people look at it as a type of witchcraft that shouldn't be. Is a plague on humanity, and she's trying to show that, you know, alchemy isn't all that bad. But then halfway through, she learns that people use alchemy in a bad way, and she had to learn that, you know, alchemy is a tool that you can use to help or destroy, but it's all dependent on the person that uses it. And I love that it also have like this message of memories, that sometimes you just can't get back memories, and it really connected with me a lot. The combat is good, the different regions are fun to explore. You have a motorcycle you can use. The fan service is pretty good from Nina, Lily Bora. Oh my God, this game is so goddamn fun. The synthesizing is a little confusing at first, but that's the idea. You know, when I sat back and realized what this Atelier game was trying to tell you, is that you are a inexperienced, broken alchemist that has some ideas of what alchemy is, but as you go through the game, you learn more about how valuable alchemy can be. And as you learn alchemy from Yumia's perspective, you also become better at the synthesizing, and it just clicks after that. It just clicks that this game is so freaking good. It's so good. Plus, with the all added collabs from Grace's Ave to the Tekken collab, which was amazing, by the way. You got to use Reina's outfit as well as fight Hachi Puni, which was really fun, and which I wish they would allowed you to refight it anytime you want, which I don't think I found out how to do that yet. And they kept adding more regions to the game, and they even added an update where you can have Riaz and Slade's outfit for Victor and Isla, which is awesome. It is awesome. It's so fucking cool. I love Atelier Yumia. It's a great experience, and I cannot wait for the sequel to see where the story goes from there. I don't know if you'll be able to play as Yumia again, but I'm assuming they did it for Ryza, so I'm assuming they'll do it for this one as well. And I really love Atelier Yumia, and it was my favorite Atelier game this year. And then my favorite game of 2025, which might be a little controversial for me because I was just being a hypocrite on others, and I just can't help it. I can't help it. And it's Stellar Blade PC. Now I know this game came out in 2024 originally for the PlayStation 5, and it was on my list for last year as well. And god damn it, it is on my list again because the PC version of this game is just that good. It's just that good. Shift Up made a great product. It is such a good game. I feel like the Stellar Blade PC is a whole different beast. It is exactly what the game was supposed to be when the game was originally supposed to come out, and now that we have it, it's at its truest form, and it's so fucking good. It's so good, man. Every time I try to not think about Stellar Blade, I'm like, man, I could play some Stellar Blade right now. And every time I play that game, I'm just like, man, I'm having a fucking amazing ass time playing this game. What you get to do with Eve and just the rhythm and the beat of it is amazing. Now, there are some things that I wish they would have added to Stellar Blade that would have been nice, like a chapter select. That would be amazing, because playing through the story a bunch of different times just to get to a certain point of the game to do a certain activity can be a little tiresome. But despite all that, I still had a great time replaying it. They added Nike to the game, which was a great addition. They added so much faithfulness to that. The Scarlet boss fight was amazing. The dev update where they showed the hidden room, which was behind that Matrix 11 door for so long, and it was amazing. I love seeing the concept art. I love seeing the process, what they went through when the game was just called Project Eve. Remember that? Oh my God. And you got to see the progression of their thoughts of bringing it into being Stellar Blade, and it's so freaking cool. We might get they even hit it. I don't know if this is true, but we might get a Raven game in the future, because it seems like, well, I love Raven. Everyone loves Raven, and you know, we might actually get that. But that's not even talking about the other plus that comes with Stellar Blade PC is the mods. The mod potential in this game was crazy. Modders went nuts in this game, bro. I loved it. It was literally like free DLC. Any character that you possibly wanted to have in this game was in it. Kasumi, Asuka from Lara Croft, man, me too. It was insane what modders did for this game. Even Stellar Blade, even Shift Up themselves retweeted some of the mods, from the Raven mod, the Taki mod, to all these different other weapons that you can have in the game, from the T-Blade to the Buster Sword, which was my favorite weapon of choice, honestly. It was just an amazing experience, and it has to be on the list. I'm sorry, it has to be. Stellar Blade PC is an experience that everyone should play and experience. It has great fan service. It is not ashamed of being sexy, and I love that. They have a hot fucking character, and they have a great foundation with the character, and they show it off proudly, and I love it so much. Everything, that game went through a metamorphosis every single time, from just not having jiggle physics, remember when it didn't have jiggle physics, to Hachi having jiggle physics, to releasing a photo mode, to releasing a swimsuit event, to releasing the Nier Automata DLC. At the end of the day, Stellar Blade PC is my favorite 2025 fan service game of all time right now, and it was like a true experience. But that is my list of my favorite 2025 fan service games that I played this year. Let me know what games that you enjoyed this year that gave you that same type of feeling and emotions that you enjoyed through the year. And for 2026, I hope we have so many other experiences, which there will be. There's so many great games coming out next year, and I cannot wait for it. I just love games, bro. I love games. There's no other media in the world that I love more than just video games, bro. It's just a true joy. I love the idea that I get to sit here in this chair, have a good community with you guys, and talk about video games, bro. Beautiful. I'm done. that's gonna do it for this year. I'll see you next year for 2026 when we talk about my favorite fan service games for 2026, whatever it may be, and it's gonna be amazing. So I'll see you guys in 2026. I got one more video for you guys before we end it up and wrap it all up. But for now, that is it for me. So remember that fan service is the best kind of service, and be a fan of that like button. And I will see you in the next video real soon next time. Bye me.